978-540-2487. 978-540-2487.
You got it.
How was your holiday weekend?
Fantastic. Went to Maine, got away from Littleton for a few days, had a great time. Had a great time. Took part in their 4th of July celebration up there, and we've talked about that before because a lot of what we've done, I've sort of modeled after what they have done, and about fundraising, fireworks, everything, and they have been so great, and they have opened their books to me and told me what's going on, and I've been able to pass that on. And hey, you don't reinvent the wheel. They've done it. They've done it for years, over 40 years. Hey, use it, and that's what we're doing.
Okay.
And it was great. It was a great weekend.
Well, tonight's show should be a little bit different from last time. We had technical difficulties.
Yes,
and
we did.
Our floor manager was giving us this signal.
Yeah.
Stretch it out, stretch it out. This time it's going to be crisp. We're going to be getting the move along signal. So.
Okay, I'll just sit here. You tell me what to do.
Yeah, no, don't just do that.
Just tell me what to do. Go ahead.
Well, tonight we're going to talk a lot about the picnic.
Yes, that's the big one. Boy, it's coming up. It's right here. But wait a minute. First of all, you hit the weather forecast for the opening and closing ceremony on the head.
And we'll get to that when we talk about the picnic. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves right now.
Talk about it right now.
No, I want to hold off. You know what?
What?
No, let me tell you
ahead.
what.
Oh, go
because this is the second big event.
Right.
We had our initial big event on June 21st, the opening ceremony, and LCTV has highlights from that event.
That's why he's running the show.
Littleton's 300th anniversary celebration kicked off on Saturday, June 21st, 2014. The day started off right with a hearty breakfast, compliments of the Rotary Club of Littleton. It is estimated over 400 people attended the breakfast. There were lots of historical artifacts on display, including the contents of the 250th time capsule. Many came in modern-day attire, but there are some who got into the spirit of the occasion by dressing in period costumes. Following the breakfast, the Sons of the American Revolution led the march to Alumni Field.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last
Break, ready? Fire!
So, the ceremonial cutting to officially open Littleton's 300th birthday celebration is going to be shared by the team of Deb Osterman and George Ogilvie, who answered all 25 questions of the Where Am I challenge. Valerie Higgins who also answered all 25 questions in the challenge, and the Barry family, Dash and Elise, who accomplished 10 of the challenges. Please stand to cut, oh, you're up here, so let's cut the ribbon and get the party started.
Eternal God, we ask your blessing on Littleton as we celebrate its 300th birthday. We give thanks for all those who have contributed to the common good in years gone by. We give thanks for those who labor today, publicly and privately, to make the town friendly, healthy, beautiful, and safe.
As one of the few who were here to remember and take part in our 1964, our 250th, I can say with all sincerity and pride that while inevitable change has visited Littleton, as it has everywhere, those elements of community that best represented our town 50 years ago are very much alive and still thriving in Littleton in the year 2014.
It is such an honor for me to represent Littleton, and when I think of all the wonderful qualities this town and the people of Littleton have, excellent public schools, able to protect much of the farmland throughout town, a thriving community in terms of its economy, and among the friendliest people in the district that I represent.
Now therefore be it resolved that the Massachusetts General Court joins with the citizens of Littleton in celebrating the memorable occasion of their 300th anniversary and further extends to the town of Littleton and its citizens its sincere best wishes for continued success.
Littleton can only continue to be as successful as it has been by remembering its history. Watch enough of the news these days and you'll no doubt come across a story of a town or a city that lost its identity to apathy, that couldn't cope with change. But here in Littleton, you avoid such sorrows by fighting back with pride and with kindness to one another. I encourage you to continue that fight, and I feel sure that Littleton will see another 300 years of success.
United States Senator Elizabeth Warren, she could not be here today. She does send a message.
Hello, and congratulations to the town of Littleton on your 300th anniversary celebration. Since its early settlement, Littleton has played an important role in the history of our Commonwealth. And this 300th anniversary milestone is a wonderful time to come together and to reflect on the town's rich history from the days of the Revolutionary War through today. It's also a terrific chance to recognize the many contributions that Littletonians have made over the years in Massachusetts. So I want to wish you the best, and I hope you enjoy the tercennial celebration. Congratulations.
The main thing that we want to be here for today is those 29 men that are buried in the graves. You have no idea where the other 100 are. They could be down in Yorktown. They could be on Long Island. They could be up in Sarasota in New York. They could have been part of the adventurous group that went up to Montreal, or even up to Nova Scotia. Some of them might have gone into the Navy, the Marine Corps, become brigadiers, brigands, I guess you call it? Yeah, brigands, I guess, yeah. But in the end, they won.
This is in no particular order. It's just how I saw people or seated. First and foremost, Patricia Lagenza. Michael Crory. Harvey Atkins. Jack Homer. Jim Regan. Ed Lagenza. Edward Williams. George Sanders. Alan McRae. John Borowski. Matt Monez. Paul Avella. Bodil Atkins. Steve Wright. David Badger. David Campbell. Gary Coupel. Rick Hetz. Lester Lewis, Tim Hayes, Bill Dustin, Larry Fisher, and Bill Ewing. Thank you for your service and everything that you have been able to allow us to do here today.
How proud I am to be a Littletonian. We are a town that is strong. We are a people with strong character. We do things that are positive for the town all the time. We have dedicated town employees, hard-working volunteers, town officials, a town that supports the arts, sports, and so many other activities. And I'm proud to be part of that, and you should too.
As a person of faith, I believe that God's love is the hope of the world. I believe that it's the hope of the world, that it begins locally, that it begins here with each and every one of us. So as we begin this year of celebration, that's my prayer, that Littleton will be filled with God's love.
So on behalf of the town administration, let me thank all of the town departments and employees, all of our volunteer board members for all that they do, not only for this celebration and this anniversary year, but throughout the years in working for the citizens of Littleton, for whom it is our privilege to serve. Happy birthday, Littleton.
In the spirit of what we've heard, particularly from Joe Knox and from some others, about the values in this town and what makes this town special, I will say that previously in a business life, I've had exposure to 40 different states in this country, 40 different kinds of American culture and ways of working with each other and living with each other. And I will say that I'm very pleased that I chose Littleton as a place among all those possibilities that I could have lived to be here. And every day I'm thankful and grateful for the fact that I made that choice to be here.
It's been a wonderful experience living in this town. I don't think we'd be able to experience anything like it anywhere else in the country. And it's such a pleasure to know so many people in Littleton. And I'm one of the only members on the committee for the First Day Committee to have been at the 1964 celebration, so I thought I'd just get up and make my point of being such a lucky person to be here today. So thank you again. Thank you very much for listening, and have a wonderful celebration.
Step out of the formation.
Step forward.
Step forward. Fill in.
Almighty God, we are gathered here to give remembrance to these brave men who sacrificed so much of their youth, their time, and their treasure, and who nobly gave us a nation of free men that we now enjoy. Amen. The town of Littleton had a total of 148 patriots who fought on behalf of the colonies against the King of Great Britain. 29 of those patriots have graves that we know of here in Littleton. I will now recite the names. Calvin Blanchard, Luther Blanchard, Enoch Dole, Nathan Chase, James Dutton, Daniel Kimball, Nathaniel Proctor, Simeon Proctor, Jonathan Reed, Samuel Reed, Peter Reed, John Russell, Thomas Russell, Moses Sanderson, Samuel Tuttle, Daniel Whitcomb, Charles White, John Wood, Peter Wright, all buried here in the Old Town Cemetery. Ezra Baker, Matthew Brooks, John Dodge, Edmund Foster, Peter Fox, Nathaniel Johnson, Stephen Pingree, John Porter, Noah Stearns, and Samuel White, who are buried at West Lawn Cemetery. I trust that there are surnames in that list that you recognize here in the town today, and perhaps even some of you share. I hope that today you will take a moment from your busy lives to remember these men who sacrificed so much to give us the freedoms we enjoy today. Thank you.
Present. Fire.
Okay, and the opening ceremony can be seen in its entirety on LCTV on demand. 978-540-2487. 978-540-2487. There has to be a question or two on the picnic because we have the picnic's architect here.
There you go.
Thank you.
Mary Duggan.
Yes.
Yes, do you believe it's finally here?
No. It's been a long time getting here. I want to say we've been meeting for the picnic for almost 2 years, and for the main 300th for 4 to 5 years. So it's
4 to 5 years.
4 to 5 years.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
really it's such
Yeah.
a nice.
What are you feeling right now? Seriously, today's Wednesday. You have 2.5 days.
Somebody put
2.5 days to kick off.
Right, don't even say. They put a clock at the bottom of Facebook, so every morning when I go to click on to look, it does this counting thing, and all you do is go, I only have 2 days and 20 hours. How am I going to do it all? So, yes, it's nerve-wracking, exciting, hopeful. We're so excited to have people come and have a great day. We've put a lot of work into it, and we hope it pays off.
And then we're going to start out with, we're going to get you on in a second, but we're going to start out with good weather that day. You started to throw some accolades my way.
You're the guy. Come on, tell us, Bob. What's
I
going
could
on?
imagine it's going to be 85 degrees and sunny. I checked the humidity level. The humidity is supposed to be 55%.
Not bad.
So, piece of cake.
That's it. WBZ says great day for Saturday.
yeah.
So we're so lucky
Hey,
that we
Bob,
didn't pick the 4th, right?
He's 2 for 2.
Yeah, I'm 2 for 2.
He's 2 for 2. Are you going to go for 3 for 3?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Triple Crown?
You know what happened in the Triple Crown.
I know.
Okay, now you're under pressure, bud.
Now, the picnic itself, I believe, starts at 11:30. But before that, you have a lot of stuff going on, too.
We do. So what we did was create a window of 2 hours for people to be able to come, pick out their area, spread out for the picnic. But there are activities for them to enjoy as well. There are scarecrows gathering at the picnic, so that's the first. All our scarecrows will be there.
Now, the scarecrows, correct me if I'm wrong, the scarecrows that are presently at the Common will be moved there?
Yes, so they will migrate to the school, and they will also be joined by other scarecrows.
Crows that are at houses maybe right
That's
now around
right.
town.
Yeah, people are still making crows.
Okay.
So Saturday morning is just an opportunity to find a picnic spot and spread out your blanket and walk around and meet people and enjoy some of the static activities that we have there.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, now, we have a slide, I'll call it a slide presentation.
Okay.
We're going to talk about some of the different things that
That'd
are
be
going
wonderful.
on.
Memory aids.
So, the gates open at 10. Parking will be...
Parking is there at the school grounds, so we're not using the lot in front of the middle school, but we are using everything from I guess that's the east of the middle school, all the way through over to the Russell Street campus.
Okay.
As well as the Shattuck campus.
Town
And-
offices,
Yep,
yeah.
town offices, and there is a way to come down. There will be handicap parking right on Russell Street, right in the front of the building, and the Explorers will be there to help anybody who needs handicap parking.
Okay, and some folks are going to, we're encouraging people to bring their own.
We are. Well, first
Seating.
and foremost, yes, bring a picnic, bring a hat, sunscreen definitely, a camera to record, there will be tents and hay bales for seating, and we will have, some areas there that are partially set up, but really you should expect to bring shade and food.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so the picnic will run, so the gates open at 10. The picnic will end at 3 p.m. and the gates will close at 4. So, bring your own picnic lunch. So you can be creative. We do have a community dessert that has been sponsored by Springdale Farm. They are providing berries for us to make a community dessert, and they're absolutely beautiful. We're very excited and appreciative of the farms helping, make this truly a community picnic. We do have free popcorn and cotton candy, which is very important for any small children.
There'll be a lot of little kids there.
That's
Yes,
great.
and
That's
adults. Yeah. So food, we will have food there if, it doesn't work to pack a picnic for you and your family. It's a $3 hot dog lunch that's available, and it's a hot dog, a bag of chips, and a drink. We also will have patriotic popsicles for cooling off, and those are $1 each as well.
Okay.
And that'll be available from around 11:30 to 2. And supplies are limited, and we won't, once they're gone, they're gone. So. Now, one thing about the picnic, it is school grounds, and we do, this is an alcohol-free event, and so we do ask that you not bring alcohol to this event.
Okay.
So music,
This kicks it off?
Right, we actually have the Neshoba Valley Concert Band setting the tone first thing in the morning. So as you come to the picnic, they will be playing at the entrance, and I don't know if you've had a chance to hear them, but they have a wonderful patriotic show with.
So they gave you a sample of what they're going to be doing?
Yes, actually they are on. They were sampled in a PBS special on 4th of July music, and
oh wow,
that's right. So you can YouTube them, and that will come up. Wonderful music.
And they're going to play for about how long?
They're going to play from 10:30 to about quarter to 12, sorry. And so what, 45-minute show?
Yeah.
An hour show, yeah.
Right.
Then at 12:30, our main act will start, Ball in the House, and they are wonderful guys. They're going to do 2 sets, about 45 minutes each, and they will keep everybody completely entertained.
Can you give us a little background on them? Did you actually scout them out yourselves? Were they recommended to you? Or?
No, we did scout them out. We, Massachusetts provides a book of entertainers that are in the state, and Ball in the House was one of the featured entertainers. Kids love a cappella, and it's we started off by thinking barbershop quartets, and what kind of music really says picnic to you, and so it was kind of an easy step to go from barbershop quartet to a cappella, and kind of keep it 300th as well as refer back to the other.
And what were the times again, Mary, to those 2 sets?
So there are 2 sets. They start at, I think, 12:30, and they run to 1:15, and then they'll start again at 1:45 and go to 2:30.
Okay. So they're going to be around for the bulk of
They're going to be around. They're a wonderful act. Really, they're going to be such a pleasure to have at the picnic. Yep. And then we also have the rafters. That's the nice thing is we try to change, mix it up.
Change the pace, yeah.
Yeah.
Appeal to everybody.
Exactly.
Great. That's
Exactly.
Great. That's
So they are definitely a mellower, more of a folky sound. We're so fortunate to have them perform here at the picnic. And they will be doing the intermission between Ball in the House. And so we have different stage areas set up. There's a main stage in the football field, and that's where Ball in the House will be. The rafters will be closer to the gymnasium. And Neshoba Valley Concert Band will be actually at the entrance. So we'll be using that sidewalk that runs right in the front of the middle school there as
Okay.
an entrance.
Okay.
Oh, my.
There we go.
That's it. What we're looking forward to. So, of course, we're going to kick it off with a pie eating contest, and we have some of your favorite townspeople participating in this. We're not going to mention names. We're just going to tell you that it's going to be a lot of fun to see them try to win a pie eating
Jack,
contest.
look at the top of that graphic. Free. The pie's free.
Pie is free.
So what you're saying is I'm qualified now because it's free? Is that what you're saying?
And it is
Okay.
a blueberry pie, actually, that we're and Donlands
I
is
hope
gracious.
it's Maine
It'll be
blueberries. Is it Maine blueberries?
I don't know, it's Donlands wild blueberry pie.
Oh, okay.
So
If it's Donald's, that's fine.
Donald's is donating.
they're
for us.
donating the
That's
pies,
fine.
yes. We're very grateful
That's
to
great,
them for
yep.
donating the pies.
Great.
Now, you have to explain this to me.
Oh, this is my
Well, we have to
favorite
explain to
event.
the folks what the composition of the skillet itself.
Well, you know what, it's, we looked at some of the contests that were, typically done at old-fashioned picnics, and one of them, there are very few events for women, but one of them was a skillet throwing contest, where women would go out and practice throwing the cast iron skillet. So, needless to say, some of the committee was worried about liability, especially in regard to throwing a cast iron skillet, yes. We couldn't find an area large enough to guarantee the safety of the, observers. So,
But these are made from these skillets.
do I have to tell you? I think it's much more
Hey,
fun if
yeah,
you just.
but leave it alone, will you? See,
Actually,
leave it
so they're
alone.
Nerf skillets. You can't tell that they're stage.
No, I did see one actually, one of your meetings.
Okay.
So I-
So you know it,
Yes, I do,
but we're not telling anybody else.
No.
We, especially the husbands that have to catch the skillets.
Okay. So
You're one of them, Bob. You realize that, Bob. You've been enlisted. Yeah.
So another free contest. So I guess I should preface this by saying we have a children's area set up, and there are scheduled games as well as a free play area. And so one of the other contests that we're having is a wheelbarrow race. All ages are welcome, and we're very excited about some of the contests. So wheelbarrow, then
Okay, yeah, actually, there's mention, I'm sorry, the balloon. Yeah, here we go.
balloon toss. Yep. So at the end of the Ball in the House concert, what we're going to do is have a mega community balloon toss contest on the front parking lot of the Littleton Middle School. And let me tell you, the ladies have spent a lot of time filling those balloons up for the... Everybody can enter this contest.
They're filled with
Water.
Okay. Okay.
Water.
All right. Just
Water.
checking. Yeah.
Now, we have a haymaster on our committee who is in charge of hay, and they've spent an incredible amount of time planning and diagramming a fantastic hay bale maze for the kids to enjoy. Really, it should be just wonderful to... So some of the games, as you can see, the times are up there. I have to be honest, some of the games are older. I don't even... What time is it, Mr. Fox? I'm not sure how that's played, right? Demonstrating the hula hoop, there will be, of course, the standard three-legged races, running races, sack races, and we have the actual burlap sacks to do. Wheelbarrow races, of course, duck, duck, goose, and again, what time is it, Mr. Fox?
Getting back to the contest for a second, is it watermelon
there's
spitting?
yes.
There's a story behind that, as to
There
where the
is.
watermelons are coming from.
Well, it's really, when you say, okay, let's have a watermelon seed spitting contest, it's so easy to say something like that, but to actually find watermelons today that have seeds is almost impossible. We actually ended up getting them from South Carolina, and it took a long time to find. It's an organic farm somewhere in the middle of South Carolina that still grows seeded watermelon, and so they agreed to ship them up to Wegmans, and then we went into Wegmans, and so we didn't have to go to South Carolina.
No, but you had to go to Southborough, or is it Northborough? I'm not sure.
Southborough, Northborough, one of those.
Yeah.
In other words, we spent an inordinate amount of time trying to locate seeded watermelon, and it just highlights the changes between 250 and 300, really, that, who would think that you'd have to go to
Robin
that?
didn't have to go and pick them up, I hope.
To Wegmans? Yes.
Is she?
She did. I know, isn't that something? A trooper.
Okay, now, free play area.
Right, so there are 2 game areas. We have a free play area, and that will be open from the very beginning of the picnic at 10:30 all the way through to the end. And these are some of the old-fashioned games that were available, back in the early days. Obviously, watermelon seed spitting speaks for itself, but Game of Graces, I'm not sure what that is. Whirligigs, Gee-Haw, Wimmy, Diddlesticks, ring toss, hula hoops, Jacob's Ladder, of course we know. So there's a lot there to play with. We also have sidewalk chalk. We plan to decorate the middle school. Bubble stations, we do have bubble solution as well as wands scattered throughout the picnic. We'd love to see them get used. Scarecrows and hay bales. Oh, sorry.
What a great. This is going to be a great time.
Yeah.
Your committee has, this is all part of it.
It is.
Really, your
had a lot
committee,
of
I'm
fun.
hearing a lot of these things for the first time, and that's great.
Thank you.
It really is. The opening ceremony was fantastic.
It was.
This is going to be fantastic. The weather's going to be fantastic. Come out, enjoy.
Exactly.
And if you have any questions, 978-540-2487. And we have a few more slides, I think we have.
Sure. So, the theme of the picnic really is scarecrows and hay bales.
Yeah, the folks who did the scarecrows, who built the scarecrows, are very creative, and there's so many different types of scarecrows with different themes.
Oh, it's amazing to see the creativity that goes into making a scarecrow. First of all, I'd like to commend the Scarecrow Committee. It's not just a matter of making a scarecrow and bringing it to the picnic. They've been working for months in, creating scarecrow workshops and having people come and spend a couple hours and learn how to make scarecrows. They did the gathering of scarecrows at the Common for May, they did the maypole. Then again, they just, Monday, they set up all the scarecrows on the Common in preparation for the picnic.
Some of them are lifelike.
Isn't that amazing?
That soldier on Stevens Street, you want to salute. You want to salute back. That's
very majestic.
Exactly. So really, they've the amount of work that went into just preparing to have scarecrows at this is. It's a lot of it is, it's like an iceberg. I guess it's underneath. You don't get to, 90% of it is under the surface. Yeah.
Did this whole, let me just ask you a quick question.
Sure.
This whole picnic theme.
Yes.
Did this thing just develop as you went along? You started out with an idea, and then you had other suggestions come in, and then.
Right.
It's huge.
The main committee really spent a nice year or two coming up with the logo and defining what would make a great 300th event, and what was important to take from the previous celebrations. What did we want to see continued, and I think at that point broke up into the events. There was, of course, the ball, the parade, fireworks, opening and closing. And picnic I think is definitely something that is a good reflection of Littleton at the 300th Crossroads. It has an agricultural, a strong agricultural backbone that is still here.
We have a call. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. What's your name?
My name's Tyler.
Arnie?
Tyler, yep. I've been a resident of Littleton my whole life. I'm kind of excited to call in.
Great. Do you have a question for us?
Yeah, I do. About the picnic this weekend. What kind of games you guys going to be playing?
You know what? There's so many different games. Wheelbarrow races, three-legged races. There's balloon toss, watermelon seed spitting. There's a whole raft of games that are available, and they're scheduled too. So if you look on our website at littleton300.org or Facebook, if you check the Facebook page, you can see a list of the games and the times that they're scheduled. And for a couple of them, there are still sign-up slots available. Pie eating contest has a couple slots available. Ooh. Exactly. There's 3 slots.
Can Arnie get his name in for that?
You can. let me think what else. Skillet throwing has some slots available. And the other one was, actually, I think that's it. Those are the main ones that are still have openings. Are you interested in the pie eating?
Not right now.
Fantastic.
So you and your family will be there, Ernie?
Oh yeah, we'll be there.
Okay, great. Well, look us up and...
Absolutely. What do you plan to pack in your picnic?
Picnic. I hope my mom made some chicken salad.
Oh, yum.
Well, iced tea.
Sounds good.
Gonna be hot out, I bet.
That's it. There are popsicles there, and don't forget they're going to have berries in a waffle bowl with whipped cream for dessert.
Ooh.
I know. Doesn't that sound good?
It does sound good.
I think you got to take her right there. You got to take her.
Sold on the picnic. We look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, excellent. That was great. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for calling.
You're welcome. Have a good night, guys.
Okay. Did we mention that there are going to be multiple restroom facilities there? Jack, did we mention that? I don't think we have tonight.
No, we haven't tonight, but there will be.
But yeah, you line that up. You have, what was the name of the company?
Rada.
Rada.
Yeah.
Rada.
Wonderful.
Rada. Oh yeah, they're great. They have
They'll be
really,
scattered throughout the...
They really have come
site.
through for all of our events. A local company, just doing their thing for us. That's what we need. That's what we want. That's what we need. That's part of it.
Okay.
So we have these wonderful cutout figures that were made by Andrew Bowers that'll be scattered also throughout the picnic. So there'll be plenty of opportunities for photo ops. We would like to, record every family seating if we can. So that's one of the things we're looking to do is just to, walk around and take a quick snapshot of everybody who comes to the picnic. Another important photo that we're looking to do is at 11:30 we have a group photo scheduled of the 250th anniversary attendees. And so you got to be there at 11:30 if you want to be in the photo. It's going to be in the front of the gymnasium, and we're very excited about it. We also want to take a picture of the 300 attendees if we get a chance.
I'm curious as to how many folks are going to be in the 250th picture.
Well, at the picture...
Guilty?
No. Okay, never mind.
Well, but they did have 250th at the opening. So,
Yes.
I think it'd be
Yeah,
nice
that's true, too.
to really just,
Well, I think there might be more
mark.
for this.
Yep.
I don't know if I can take 2 pictures of myself.
Well, he's already going to, the photographer is going to be up on a ladder, and they want to be able to capture faces as well as names. They're looking to really be able to, at some point, put that in the 300th anniversary book and be able to say, this is who everybody is, which is nice.
Yep.
Well, the opening...
Maybe even the time capsule.
Oh, that'd be a good idea.
Time capsule is going to contain a lot of these things.
Yep.
We're going to put that in, and we're looking for everybody. Give us suggestions. What you want to put in the time capsule.
With the opening, weren't there those who were born 50 years ago?
Yes, they did that. Yeah, they did the born in 64.
64, yeah.
64,
Right, they had
yeah.
them stand up. But then I think, was that who got in the photo, or no, it was
No,
250?
then they took a photo of that too. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it's it's
all good.
It's all good. Yes, exactly. Well said, Mary. It's all good.
So other activities, we are looking forward, we have tables set up with merchandise for the 300th, and it's limited quantities, so please feel free to come on down and shop. Yes, we have posters for sale, and we have cookbooks for sale, we have the lovely shirts that you see on our excellent hosts.
Yeah, the other posters, for instance.
That's a great poster. That is a fantastic poster.
And
great thing to remember the 300th with. It really is.
Our bands will also have music for sale. While in the House will have their CDs, the Rafters. I'm not sure about the concert band, but if you like what you hear, there is an opportunity to collect their music as well.
Polo shirts.
Aren't those beautiful?
T-shirts.
Yep.
Mugs.
coffee mugs,
Blankets? Maybe not the right time of the year.
Aprons.
So
no.
blankets.
Actually, don't bring a blanket, buy one there and
There
use
you
it
go,
for the
Mary, you
picnic.
got it. Yeah, what a saleswoman. Oh, geez.
They're beautiful blankets too, aren't they?
One-
Sweatshirt
one-
material.
One item I really have fallen in love with, the garden flags. They look so good in front
Yes,
of-
they do.
front of homes.
It is fun to
They really
see
do.
them when you drive
Yeah,
by.
I think Barbara McRae's back in the control room. She bought one a couple weeks ago too. Yeah.
No, slowly we're getting decorations within the town and everything else, and that's great.
Yeah.
Bunting looks beautiful. You
Yep.
see the patriotic, you do,
Yep.
spirit throughout the town.
And the banners,
Oh, it's
and we've got a bunch
lovely.
more to put up. We had a little hiccup with those, but we're getting them all up, and that's,
Yeah,
that's what it's all about.
You can see the momentum building. Those banners are really, really
It does.
pulling it together.
Every day I drive out and you look at them again because you see more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're visually arresting.
And we thank those merchants and families
Yeah.
that are buying those banners, because that's helping to make the 300th what it is.
Well, parking,
Oh,
go
yeah.
over this one.
So, I know, I'm sorry, I lost track. There's parking at the middle school side lot, Russell Street School, Shattuck parking lot. Handicap parking will be available right in the front of the middle school, and there are Littleton Explorers there to help you. So please feel free to ask them for any help and guidance as to where to go. Okay, and
You're good.
am I good?
I'm not rushing you.
I'm used to people rushing me. So we're here to help. If you need help getting to a picnic spot or with parking, just let them know. They're wonderful.
Yeah, this is, again, I think I mentioned this on our last show, these big events where you have all this enormous preparation, and then like Christmas, when the time comes, it comes and it's, but this is gonna linger for a while. We have LCTV is gonna be there.
Yep.
We're gonna have a lot of memories recorded, and we're gonna have one heck of a time too.
But I was at the opening. It was just lovely to watch that little snippet of footage that you had for the opening. You know, as a cable studio, all of you do a wonderful job, really, of helping record history. I know that was one of the things, looking back at the 250th and 200th. In the beginning, it was hard to find some of the footage and photos and films, and I look at this year and think, they really, it'll be so nice to have it recorded.
Jack, are there gonna be any of the old 250th special edition books and plates?
Yes, we found a few, and they will be for sale.
Whereabouts and when? You're not sure yet?
No, I'm not really sure yet,
Yeah.
because we're working with the Historical Society. We want to make sure that they have enough first, and then anything that's basically left over, then we will probably put that up for sale. But there will be plates and 250th plates and 250th books, which it's a great start to the history of Littleton when you look at the 250th, and then when you see the one the Historical Society is putting out this year, and which is going on sale, and that it's going to be a great update. So I mean, that to get the two of them is really going to tell you about Littleton.
Okay. Well, I think I can speak for Mary. Neither one of us were here in 1964.
Nope.
But I believe that anniversary was at Knoxfield.
That's right.
The old Knoxfield.
The old Knoxfield down
Whitcomb
off Porter,
Avenue? Porter.
Whitcomb Porter Road, same,
Okay.
yeah, in that area. That's where everything was held then, and
Really?
oh yeah, that's where that was just after
The whole
Route
kit
2.
and caboodle, the entire ceremony?
Just after Route 2 had been put in, and most of that had been leveled because the gravel came out of there for Route 2. So that had been leveled, and that's where we had it all. And now that's all, well, it's developed now.
Right.
Both
The original digital buildings and
industrial and houses.
Yeah.
So we haven't got that area, but we're lucky. We've got some good neighbors in Westford, at Neshoba, that's going to be able to to help us out with the fireworks and everything else. So again, yeah, exactly. And again, it's working together. It's working together, and it's great.
The final thought?
The only thing we need at the picnic is people. You to come to the picnic, please.
Okay, you got that.
You got your marching orders.
Be there.
Be there.
Mary, thank you so much.
Be there at B Square. Isn't that? Okay. Okay. I learned that one.
Anyway, thanks again.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for including me.
And you know what? As we move out of July, we have some stuff coming up in August. August 2nd, the Trivia Road Rally Contest. Walk, ride your bike, or have your parents drive the car to participate in Littleton's 300th Road Rally. Fun begins in the parking lot behind the Reuben Hort Library on Shattuck Street at 9 a.m. on Saturday, August 2nd. Travel to designated spots in Littleton, give clues and a time frame, set off to discover some trivia facts about Littleton and your family. Is that something that was dreamt up by the committee in general, or? Well,
So there's one of the nicer things about the 300th is there's an outreach committee, and what they do is they have obviously, gone to some of the organizations in town and said, how do you want to mark the 300th? So that is the brainchild of Andrew Bowers, and I want to say Andrea Curran is in there as well, and it's a way to explore Littleton, learn facts, as well as have a great day. What a nice thing to do, and have a nice summer day walking or biking around.
Okay, and apparently Montessori School was approached too, because I believe that same day, whole family is invited to a contra dance.
Yes, isn't that exciting?
I don't know what it is. Do you?
Well, they're going to do a little.
First of all, it's at the Oak Meadow School on that Saturday. No experience needed, so you could at least go.
Here we go again.
If you wanted to.
Here we go again. Get Jack. Yeah, I know.
So I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Oh, no. I think that there's, you can come earlier, and they will teach you how to do a contra dance, right? And it's a caller that's experienced with working with, people who know what they're doing as well as people who don't know what they're doing. But it's a good time for everybody.
I might take a pass on that. I want to go to this next one. On August 20th, the Peach.
Oh, we'll all be there. We'll be all there. We know what to do there, Bob. The other one, it's either the two-step, fast or slow. That's my dancing.
And this is at the Historical Society. On Roger Street, of course. Takes place at 6:30 at night. And while you're there, take a look inside.
Yeah. The Historical Society just does great work.
Beautiful.
And they do a great job here in town. And, that is my wife and I have gone to that Peach Social for a number of years, and it's just a great time. Nice time. Nice time.
And then 4 days later, on August 24th, there's another bus tour. And I know that both of you know something about that, because we had one earlier.
That's right. It was sold out before, so we're running another one. And on August 24th, so be sure and sign up for it, because there are only so many seats. There are only so many seats, and sign up. And look, if we fill that one up, maybe we'll do another one. But if you really want to, it's a great tour. The history that you learn of Littleton is fantastic.
Okay, I have a number here. You can reserve a space by calling 978-486-8202. And of course, that's sponsored by the Historical Society.
Right.
And it's free.
It's free.
Right?
Yep.
It's a wonderful, really.
All right, now let's skip on into September, and we're going to eat some blueberry pie Saturday, but we have an apple pie contest Saturday, September 5th.
No, Friday, September 5th.
Friday, we had the same typo
We had the same problem.
Same typo last time.
Hey.
Anyway, well, this is, I love this
Doesn't
wording here. I'm just going to read this.
Yeah.
Preheat your oven for an apple pie contest on Friday, September 5th. Drop off your entry by noon at the Senior Diner, which is in the townhouse, the town offices. And sounds really good. Sounds quite good.
I want to figure out how to be a judge for that.
Now, you're going to take over.
Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna-
now I'm
we're going,
now I'm in trouble. Parade fever, September 6th.
The parade.
Huge.
You don't have to refer to that. You know all about it.
No, I don't know all about it because the parade committee is working hard. But, right now, we're well over 100 units in that parade. And as I've said before, when the first one is finished and gets to the IBM parking lot, probably the last ones are just going to be leaving the high school. So it is going to be a fantastic parade. We'll talk a lot more about it because the logistics, the road closures, everything else, as it comes up to that, I guess what I said a few weeks ago was make friends with someone on King Street.
Okay.
Okay. Make friends, get your chairs down there, put your name on the chairs and everything else, because this is going to be big.
Okay, and the next time, we're going to be back for our next show probably in another 4 weeks or so.
That's right.
At that point, we'll pick it up. We'll talk a lot of specifics on that. But we have an event. We're going to skip back to July now because we have the third Thursday coming up, July 17th. This will be our third Thursday.
Right.
And at the first one, we had Bill Vales, one of our co-workers here at LCTV. He was asking people, what do you love about Littleton? And he's going to be there on the 17th doing the same thing. And let's take a look at Bill's first venture there.
I like Littleton because of the people, the kindness, the volunteers, the generosity, all of the people of Littleton. Happy 300.
I like Littleton because I've met a lot of families here at Oak Meadow School, and the families from Littleton seem to really enjoy their town. A lot of them have lived here for a long time, and there's a lot for the children to do.
I love living in Littleton because it's beautiful here. It's much more beautiful than Cleveland, Ohio, where I used to live. It's very close to Cambridge and Boston, and it's a great place to raise your kids, and I even moved my parents here. And it's a great place where you can make a difference with small town politics.
Living in Littleton because there's special events. I like Littleton because it's so big. I like Littleton because they have Littleton Sub Shop and Littleton Sub Shop spicy fries are really good.
I like Littleton because it's a safe town.
I like living in Littleton because it's one of the best places in the world to raise your kids. Happy birthday, Littleton.
And I like Littleton because the character of the people who live in Littleton. And that's our real character. It's all the wonderful people that we have in town.
I like Littleton because it's a great place to work, it's great people, and it's a great time to be in Littleton.
Well, the reason why I like Littleton is because it's a nice town, a quiet town. I do a lot of walking, so there's plenty of I can walk everywhere. It's not a problem.
I like Littleton because I grew up here. I love living here. I raised my family here. It's a great place. We have a great third Thursday, the first one of 2014, and we have our 300th celebration opening ceremonies Saturday, June 21st. So everybody come on out and you'll like Littleton too.
I like living in Littleton because I have a lot of friends here. I like Littleton because it's so much fun. I like Littleton because it's wicked fun and there's nice people.
I like living in Littleton because it has a good school community.
I like living in Littleton because we're a good community and it's a good town. I like Littleton because I can ride my bike around town.
I like living in Littleton because everybody is friendly.
And I like Littleton because of the fantastic community they have and the great park and rec department that puts on these fantastic t-shirts that you can buy there.
And I like Littleton because Littleton is the place where my dad lived, my mom lived, and so it's my favorite place.
The reason I like Littleton is because when I moved to Massachusetts, I found that the people here were so friendly and so down to earth, and I just really got along and felt like I was at home.
I like Littleton because it's a beautiful town.
I like Littleton because I can go swimming in the lake and because my grandma lives there. I love Littleton because there's a park across the street from our house.
I like living in Littleton because it is great and it is wonderful in a beautiful town.
I like living in Littleton because my best friends and family live there.
I like living in Littleton because I get to own chickens. My family and I own 25 chickens, and I couldn't possibly do that living in the city. So that's why I like living in Littleton.
We love Littleton because we have a great school. I like Littleton because it's a lot of fun, safe, and I like all my friends that live here.
I like Littleton because I was born and raised here, my family grew up here. There's a good technology presence, it's a beautiful town, and all the people are wonderful.
Well, I like living in Littleton because it's safe, and there's lots of agriculture, and I can just like walk down to a farm stand to get whatever I need and then come back. So yeah, okay, your turn.
I like living in Littleton because of all the nice people and neighbors and their Thursdays, food. Well, yeah, that's it.
I like living in Littleton because of all the third Thursday gatherings. Well, I like the schools because they're really nice, and I think this town is really lucky because no one barely litters, and the houses are nice, the streets are nice. I love Littleton.
And what do you love about Littleton? You're going to be at the Common, I hope, on the 17th, and you'll be on TV as well. LCTV will be there as well. Anyway, we have to end here. You're cut off. Mary, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Just kidding.
Appreciate it.
We're going to leave here now, but we are going to leave with the band that will be playing at the picnic. Ball in the House. Please enjoy them.
All right, well, this Saturday we have a special entertainment at the town picnic, and that's Ball in the House. Ball in the House is a Boston-based a cappella group, and two of the members of that 5-member group were here today to talk to us about what they do and what they plan to do this Saturday, and just a little bit about them in general, just so that you can get to know them a little bit better. So, guys, thank you so much for coming into LCTV and being on the show.
Welcome. Thanks for having us.
So with us is John and James, two of the 5 members of Ball in the House. And tell us about, a cappella has come a long way in the past few years. You see, especially with the internet and YouTube being so popular, you can Google or type in a cappella groups and a whole host of different acts come up. And back in the day, when a cappella there was only a handful of people doing it, Boys to Men maybe, and groups like that who kind of made it mainstream.
Sure.
But it's taken on a whole new life with you guys, especially that, and I just want to read something that the Boston Globe wrote, and it's on your website. The Boston Globe wrote that Ball in the House has everything you would expect to find in a successful pop rock band, and the one thing it doesn't have is instruments. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't sound like you have instruments. So, John, explain, what you do and how you guys have that full sound of a...
Sure. So, we actually have the rhythm section here. So I'm the beatboxer.
Yeah.
So I make all the drum noises. And James, as you'll hear when he talks, has a very low voice. He is our bass. So the two of us together kind of set that foundation for the rhythmic kind of thing. So we're the guys who do that imitation, although it's not exactly, we don't try and sound exactly like bass and drums, but to kind of fulfill that function in the band. And then the other 3 guys do all the harmonies on top of that. So the main style of music that we do is R&B. I think that you have the essence of it is a strong rhythm section and lots of great harmonies. And I think that works really well a cappella, and that's what we go with.
Very good. Now, beatbox it's not an easy craft to master. And how did you learn the skills that I know you were a music major in college, but Skidmore College it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do they have beatboxing as a minor?
Beatbox 101? No. I sang in the a cappella group there at school, and that was my first taste of this whole thing that really gave me the bug. And there was a guy there who did some beatboxing, but it was very simple. He did drum sort of replacement beatboxing because he learned it doing marching band. So when they didn't want to carry around their drums and just practice the marching, he would just kind of thing. So I always, I knew it, but I was like, I wanted it to be awesome. And just towards the end of college, I saw this concert with a group called the House Jacks, and their beatboxer was amazing. I was just blown away. So I went up to him afterwards and I said, what's going on? How are you doing this? And so he gave me some tips, and then just went into overdrive on practicing and trying it out. And some of the stuff that he said didn't really, sink in. A lot of it ended up being experimenting and just trying different things. And believe it or not, YouTube hasn't been around forever. Right. So nowadays, you want to know anything, you go on YouTube, you see tons of people giving tutorials and explaining things. But back then, it was a lot of just talking to other beatboxers, and in probably most of my work was just listening to regular drummers and just figuring out beats and just kind of going from there, listening to sounds that people were using on the radio, going from there.
Now, you guys do originals and covers. When you do a cover, a lot of times people are very familiar with the drum patterns or that certain fill or that, cowbell or something like that. Can you do a cowbell too? You're working on that one?
I can't really do a cowbell.
Okay.
That's one that I'll sort of simulate if it's part of a pattern, but I won't necessarily try and get it exactly like it.
Yeah.
That's it. That is a tricky thing when people expect certain things. Sometimes we'll either try and, if we can make it sound like that and get that in there, we will. Other times we might try and do something completely different with the song to kind of work around that we're not doing it with instruments, but to still make it sound full and make it sound big,
So now, we'll get to you in a second, James. So don't feel slighted.
All good.
But this beatbox thing fascinates me. But so if you were to teach me how to beatbox, okay, you start with I'll give you my beatbox. Okay?
All right.
So it's like a boom, boom, ch, boom, ch. That's like bass and snare, right?
Sure.
Boom, ch, boom, boom, ch. And then if I wanted to add a little hi-hat to that, I would go, like a boom, boom, ch, boom, boom, ch, boom, boom, ch. That's how you get the hi-hat, like a
sure. Yeah.
Like that type of sound?
Yeah, I mean, the quick explanation that I give, because we do a lot of arts and ed stuff with kids in schools, we do a little demonstration there. But I like to do it in the shows as well, especially for people who maybe haven't seen this type of a cappella before, And usually what I just say is for the cymbals, it's like a letter T or TS, is pretty simple. But the kick drum, I do like a really low, like doom, kind of boom, 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 and then a PF for the snare. So you get this.
Okay.
So, but just like you did, you kind of start with that basic pattern of kicks and snares, and then you fit in the hi-hats when you can. So.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
I hope it sounds rocking through the little mic.
Yeah, that's great. We'll boost it up in
nice
post-production. That's great. I did notice that you guys do a lot of work with high school kids, elementary kids, teaching them the appreciation of music. And one of your quotes on your website said that you want to show people that you don't have to choose between sports or the arts. You can do both. And I thought that was a great thing. And in fact, in 2013, the Association for the Promotion of Campus Activities voted you the Band of the Year. And I assume that was probably because of your work in promoting a cappella and singing and things like that.
Mm-hmm. We've done a lot of work in colleges and from elementary through high school at levels beforehand. And that's, I think, for a lot of us growing up, we had faced some peer pressure in being a boy in the arts, and it's something that not everybody experiences, but for some of us that did, we want everybody to experience that in the fullest way possible. And I think a lot of people feel like they can only do sports. That's what guys are supposed to do. But, they look up to their, the movie stars who are in acting, did theater in school. They look at the singers and the musicians who played band and chorus in school. And so we try to draw those connections to them and help them see that that's a really important thing, for those people and for us coming in. And we talk about directly how those experiences helped us and how important they were in shaping us as musicians.
Right. Now, John, you grew up in Dorchester, so you're a local Boston guy. James, your family, you're from a military family, so you've lived all over the place. You don't really have a hometown, per se, but if you want to adopt Littleton as your hometown, we'd love to have you. So
sweet, thank you.
You don't have to live here. Just show up on Saturday and we'll give you the key to the city or something.
Awesome.
Okay.
Nice.
Now, you got that great voice. Now, the bass, you kind of, that's a tricky thing because you're setting the key for that song. If the bass starts off on a wrong note or pitch, everyone feels it. I mean, and a lot of times a song will start with just bass and drums, So do you have how would you say, do you have an internal pitch pipe, or do you have something you blow before you start, or how do you get that pitch?
We actually have we have an electronic pitch pipe that we bring with us on stage, and one of the other guys will be holding on to it, and he'll play or blow the note just before the song begins. So I know where I need to start. Everybody else knows where to start, just in case I mess it up, and the song won't take as long for us to get in that groove, get in that pocket.
Right. Now, you guys, just like a real band, the bass player, they always set right up next to the drummer because they got to be locked in, So when I noticed when he was doing his little boom, boom, you're like, oh yeah, I want to come in, you guys must be in tune to each other as far as that goes. You spend a lot of time practicing?
We do spend a decent amount of time on the road and everything like that, so we actually do get quite a, we already know how each other performs. I know how John does his beats, he knows how I do my bass, and that relationship that we've cultivated or that knowledge we have of each other on stage just really helps the sound of the rhythm section come through the way it's supposed to. Like, it sounds not like there's a drummer and there's a bass. It sounds like there's a unit really driving that sound.
Yeah.
And that's really what you want to go for in your music.
There's a difference between singing bass in a group and being the bass, because you're laying down what a bass player would do, right? You're doing either, whether they're walking bass, boom, 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 that type of thing, or you're doing, do you do slap bass? Can you do a slap bass?
Occasionally, I'll just, be messing around and try to get a little dirty slap bass in there. I'll be like, just little stuff like that.
Yeah, that's great.
I'll just really want to mess around with it and make it sound as authentic as you can.
Oh, yeah. Now, do you guys enjoy your originals as much as covers? I guess the reaction probably from the audience is they probably want to hear more covers, but, for you guys, you must take pride in taking something from scratch and making it your own.
Right. Those are our originals, so of course we're going to love them. We're going to think they're awesome, and we're going to really hope that the audience feels as awesome about those songs as we do, because, those are our babies. Those are what we really care about. Right. So, then the burden just becomes not just, performing the song well and performing it awesome, but really creating those moments in the song so that the audience feels the same way about the music that we do. That's the challenge with music, is whoever writes the song, they know where the awesome moments are in those songs. They know they know how the song makes them feel.
Right.
It's not so much we're scared that the audience isn't going to like the song. We're more hoping that they just feel those moments that we have put in those songs and really experience those the way we meant them to, just like regular music.
Right. All right, well, right now we're going to take a look at one of your songs, or it's not your song, but it's a cover. It's Summer Breeze by Seals and Croft. Seals and Croft? Yeah, Seals and Croft. Mm-hmm. And so let's take a look at that, and we'll come back with more Ball in the House.
Take you back to a little bit of the summertime. This is a song from the 1970s that we just love. We want you guys to do some singing with us a little bit later, all right? Hope you guys enjoy this. Here we go. Ooh, see the curtain hanging in the window in the evening on a Friday night. A little So I can run up to the front stairs, through the street and across the floor. Hey, summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. La 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 la. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
All right, so that's a little taste of what we're going to see on Saturday with Ball in the House. They'll be performing at the picnic, and it's going to be a beautiful day, right? The weather's going to be nice, right? So we don't have to worry about that. You guys have done the Today Show. You've been on America's Got Talent. Probably nothing as big as Littleton's 300th anniversary, but I mean, you've done some things. I read where you one gig in Philadelphia, you had over 500,000 people there. It was Fourth of July event. And do you find that sometimes playing for 500,000 is easier than playing for a room full of senior citizens at like a, because I don't know, when you're in an intimate setting, all eyes are on you, and sometimes when 500,000 people, you just kind of, it's a wash, it's so many people, it's hard to focus on one thing, but.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that's common amongst the band, that it's easier to have a faceless group. But if you're playing for a very intimate 100, 50 to 200 people, and you can see every face, you hope that the lights block them out, but you still know that they're right there, and they can see, hear, like everything. But sometimes those become some of the better concerts because of that connection and the talking and things like that. So we're going to try and, we'll see how many people show up on Saturday, but we're going to try and bring that intimacy. We like having people, up close to the stage, being involved and singing, dancing even. So we'll do our best to make it feel intimate but fun.
Oh yeah, you guys are gonna have a great time. So as far as this Saturday, I noticed that you've played with people like the Beach Boys, Gladys Knight, Kool and the Gang, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Smokey Robinson. It must have been incredible to be, on the same stage and in the same breath as some of these groups, but probably some of them are your idols as well, growing up and just to be able to perform with them. How does that feel to you, James?
Well, I mean, we cover songs by Casey and the Sunshine Band and Kool and the Gang.
Oh, do you
so
really?
I'm sure just that opportunity to share the stage with them is just absolutely, it's a very surreal experience to be able to experience something like that. So when you get to that point where you're sharing the stage with people whose music you cover, I really can't put it into words. It's quite an experience, as you might imagine.
Did KC come up to you afterwards and say, "Hey, man, I'm your boogeyman"?
You can't disappoint a picture, so I typically get out of the way of my idols, my heroes.
I see.
I don't know, John.
Well, we're usually focused on the audience, but a couple of those shows happened at the Hat Shell in Boston, and the way the stage comes, the stairs come up from underneath up to the stage, and there was a couple times when I was doing a drum solo / demonstration on stage, and the other guys left the stage. They said one time that Casey was down at the bottom of the stairs watching. And I don't know what he said, but they said that Casey was mesmerized by it. So
well, if you didn't
I'll take that to heart.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You didn't get any hate mail or anything, so it must have been all right.
No.
Cease and desist order or anything like that?
No. Well, of course, we didn't perform our Casey and the Sunshine Band during that show.
Oh, okay.
That's the one bad thing is we can't do that song
That's
tonight.
true. Which one do you do?
We do That's the Way I Like It.
Very good. That's neat. What can we expect to hear this Saturday? What kind of mix or set you got planned?
Well, I think first of all, the important thing is, as far as what you're going to experience, you're going to experience what you'd expect to experience on a Friday night. You ask anybody on a Friday night what they're out there to do, they're all going to say they're out to have fun, they're out to have a good time. Mm-hmm. That's what people are going to experience this weekend. They're going to have a good time. They're going to have fun. As far as how we do that a little bit differently than other people. People will come for the music, and we'll give them that. We'll definitely give them some ear candy. They're going to enjoy themselves. They'll be bopping their heads, but they're also going to have a good time. There's going to be some humor. There's going to be some fun, perhaps at the audience's expense, sometimes at ours, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be quite an experience, and you'll come for the music, but you're going to remember the experience.
That's awesome. We're going to, speaking of the music, let's take another look at a piece that you guys did, and this is a cover again. It's called
Treasure.
Treasure, and you might recognize this, very popular right now. So let's take a look.
1, 2, 3, 4. Give me your attention, baby. Wanna tell you a little something about yourself. You're wonderful, flawless, to your sexy lady. But you walk around here like you wanna be someone else. Whoa, I know that you don't know it, but you're fine, so fine. So fine. Whoa, you know I'm gonna show you when you're mine, oh mine. Treasure, that is what you are. Honey, you're my golden star. You know you can make my wish come true if you let me treasure you. If you let me treasure, oh. Pretty girl, you should be smiling. A girl like you should never look so blue. You're everything I see in my dreams. I wouldn't tell that to you if it wasn't true. Whoa, I know that you don't know it, but you're fine, so fine.
So fine.
Oh, whoa, you know I'm gonna show you when you're mine, oh mine. Treasure, that is what you are. Honey, you're my golden star. You can make my wish come true if you let me treasure you. If you let me treasure, oh, you are my treasure. You are my treasure. You are my treasure. No, you are my treasure. You are my treasure. You are my treasure. No, you are my treasure. That is what you are. You are my treasure. Honey, you're my golden star. You are my treasure. You can make my wish come true. You are my treasure. If you let me treasure you. You are my treasure. If you let me treasure. Oh.
All right, that's where you've been listening to Ball in the House. They will be the main act, I think, at the one and only act at the picnic on Saturday. And we're so excited and pleased to have them here in our studios today, at least 2 of the 5 members. And the other guys couldn't be here. They're probably off signing autographs or getting their hair done or something like that.
Brief vacation, actually. We've been performing like mad. So we had a couple weeks off. Littleton will be our first gig back together in a couple weeks, and we are excited.
Excellent. Well, like you said, 250 shows a year. That's a lot to do, and to be able to fit Littleton in that schedule is great for us. It's kind of an eclectic group. You know, I know that you and Dave grew up in Dorchester and kind of met through the Boston Boys Choir that you're both members of, and formed a friendship. So you're the founding members, but how did you pull the other guys in? Was it Craigslist or want that? Or?
Actually, some of it. There was a guy in the band whose name was Craig that we met through Craigslist.
Oh, wow.
But through the years, we started off with people who were local, that were friends living in Boston, and And that was great, but then as we started performing more and becoming full-time and touring around, it became much tougher of a schedule for people to hack. So we started going online, Craigslist was some of them. We go like to places where other musicians are at backstage and some of these a cappella sites that are out there and looking for singers who wanted to do this for their full-time job, whose dream it was to sing and make a living doing music. And thankfully, we've been really blessed to be able to have the work. And, so we put out the notice to singers like James, and who actually, you said, I know you got into a cappella by hearing a Boston-based group, but not Ball in the House.
Yeah.
That's 5 O'Clock Shadow.
Correct.
Right? They're very popular. I've seen them play a few times. I think I saw them up in Andover the last time.
Yeah.
But they're very good as well. And they do that same type of thing where they, you think you're listening to a full band, which is great. I really like the idea that I grew up with a cappella groups, more or less barbershop quartets, because my dad used to take me to the Sounds of Concord, which was a group here in Concord, Mass. And he dragged me. I'll be honest with you, I did not want to go. I thought this was going to be the most boring thing. And once I heard it, I loved it. And I've sang in a cappella groups since then. But for you guys, to be able to, like the Boston Globe said, you sound like a band, but you're just your voices, your talents. And the other two guys, I'm not sure I have the right ones because I got the list off the website, but who else will be joining you for Saturday's gig?
Monty Hill is our baritone. He's a singer and music teacher before coming into Ball in the House. He's out of the DC area.
Okay, yeah.
And then Cole Sherratt is a tenor who's done a whole bunch of work with different shows all around the United States, from Vegas and where's the big island destination place that he was?
Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, both of those places.
And I think the Bahamas too. So he's done a lot of really cool a cappella shows and has a lot of great experience. So those are the other two guys. And Dave's no slouch. Although Ball in the House was his first a cappella experience, he's been full-time doing it for 14 years. So.
Right, and you guys are all full-times. This is your gig, right?
Yeah, full-time job. Yeah.
Wow.
Trying to be serious about it.
Is it working for you?
It is. It has its ups and downs, and we rely a lot on showcasing to get out to new people to see us. But we do a variety of shows. We've already talked about how we do the college shows and the arts and ed stuff with schools, performing arts centers, town days like this. We've opened for a lot of the big acts. So we have a wide pool of types of shows that we pull from.
Right.
And so we put that all together and make a living and every show is fun in its own unique way. Yeah. And that's, I think, what's pretty cool, because it's always shifting, it's always different, but always cool and always exciting.
Well, there's going to be many events that I hope you guys will take part in. The pie eating contest.
Watermelon
James,
spitting.
Yeah, you got that one down? Oh, you would be great with that, with the beatbox right up there.
The beatbox, all those seeds out there.
Perfect. And then, sack races and all sorts of good stuff. So I expect to see you guys out there.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. Well, again, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time out, because you're busy, you're practicing, you got all these other gigs, and it means a lot to have you come into our little studio and sit down and get us all pumped up about Saturday.
Thank you.
300 years, that's a big deal.
It is.
So it is, it's you put a gig on the calendar and you're like, all right, this is cool. But as it comes out to it, you really start to think about what it's about and all the people that we've talked to.
Yeah.
It's a really big deal. And the event that you guys have put together looks amazing.
I think you're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so
we're honored to be a part of it too. So
very good. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Look forward to Saturday.
All right, thanks, Mark. Take care. We'll see you then.
Yeah.